Hey everybody, it's time for another Shortcast. Make Peace with Life Shortcast. This is episode number 16. We're moving right along with these if you haven't noticed. It's awesome. I hope you're checking them all out. I hope you're sharing them with lots of people. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. The Shortcasts are all in one, but subscribe so you stay on top of it. Now, let's get to the topic today. It is positive thoughts versus negative thoughts, and what do they do to our psyche, our body, our abilities, and everything. We have to be careful what we feed our mind, because our mind is it's like a computer, but it only gets the input that we put into it. So if we're thinking positive things, it's getting positive things. If we're thinking negative things, it's getting negative things. And your brain is always listening to the way we talk. It doesn't necessarily mean we're entering it into our brains, but it's listening to everything we say. I happen to be a very positive person. Anybody that's been around me knows that. Very positive. I don't like to dwell on the negative for obvious reasons. This podcast is one of the reasons one of the reasons I started this podcast is because I want to share that positive and optimistic outlook with everybody out there and what it can do for your abilities. But like I said, your brain is always listening. And it is easier for some reason for our brains to pick on the negative than to focus on the positive. So if you're constantly saying things like, I'm no good at this, I really suck at this, I can't figure this out, your brain hears that and your brain starts to compute that, and it says, well, you're no good at this. And then it's embedded in you. It's embedded in your mind. It's embedded in all your thought processes that you're not good enough, or that you suck at this, or that you just can't get this. And then your brain will not allow you to think differently about it. You will go into that situation the same way, same time, same process every time, thinking, I can't do it. And that's not always the case. But you train your mind to think in that way. So positive thinking is not pretending. We don't say things that are just out there like, oh, I'm going to win $1 million. I'm going to win $1 million. I'm going to win $1 million. That's not positive thinking. Positive thinking is looking for a way to rationalize what we're doing and put it into our mind so that we can better have a chance of experience more positive things around it. And our mind feeds off of that too. So science has shown that optimism, positive thinking does amazing things. When you stop worrying and I'm putting like a brain cap on my head for some reason today. When you stop worrying and stop dwelling on things in a negative manner, your mind reacts the same way, and it'll create less stress for you, which stress is a killer. Stress is one of the biggest things that makes us sick, in my opinion. The stress leads to physical ailments, and then that leads to a whole nother topic of how we can make ourselves sick in that sense. But when you're optimistic, you have better coping skills. Your mind is open to all possibilities in that sense. You have stronger relationships. You're more willing to listen and be a part of a relationship than to just look at it for your way. It gives you better sleep. And that list goes on and on and on, that science has shown that positive thinking helps us in many ways. Because every thought that we have carries energy. Every single one of them carries some form of energy, whether it's positive, negative, neutral in that sense. But because of that energy, our minds react to it. And our minds suck. Let me just say it. Our minds suck in the way they process things. So, for instance, we can get 10 positive compliments, way to go, slap on the backs, everything like that. We get one negative comment and it throws our whole world into a tizzy. All of a sudden, everything's wrong. All of a sudden, nothing is right. It's crazy how it works. So we have got to get out of that thought process. This drives me nuts. I hate surveys. I hate online surveys. Um, Many of the jobs that I've had in my life, we've had online surveys, and people write in and they say stuff. And what I found out is that most people will only write the negative when they have a negative experience. The people that have a positive experience will never, or very often will not express that in a survey or anything like that. Everything was good. I don't need to fill out a survey. We think surveys are to say something bad. We had a problem, so that's why we're filling it out. It's not the case. And I despise online surveys like this that basically want you to send in the negative comments, send in the negative. And I've so often challenged my upper management in responding to them, going, why are we responding to one bad survey? We have millions of people that come into this business in years' time, and we get one bad survey and we've got to change everything we're doing. What about all these other people that didn't complain, didn't have a problem, were probably had a great experience? They just didn't think to send in a survey saying, hey, I had a great experience, because we're trained that surveys are for negative comments, that we need to beat people up with them because it's anonymous and we can say whatever we want, and then they have to react to it and they can change the whole thing because of it. I hate surveys, just saying that. So if you're out there when you do the customer service surveys is what I'm talking about, not surveys in general. I like, filling out surveys and things like that are beneficial. But if you're filling out a customer service survey, it's geared towards getting negative comments, and I hate them. So I despise them, actually, and I shouldn't do that, but I probably just manifested a bunch of negative comments coming from somewhere. But anyhow, positive thoughts. Let's get back on track here. But our mind does that. It'll take the one negative thing and it'll just dwell on it. It'll dwell on it. It'll eat us. It'll keep us up at night, as we were talking about. Positive energy in our minds keeps our mind fresh, allows us to sleep better. But this negative works the exact opposite. We'll be up at night thinking, why did that person say that? Or why was that? But gratitude is one of the greatest things that we can have to combat this negative thoughts. And because we can't get rid of the negative thoughts, we can't go, poof, they're gone. All negative thoughts are gone. We don't want to hear them. Poof, we don't want to hear them. We can't put ourselves in a bubble and not have them at all. But gratitude is one of those things that helps tremendously. So start taking stock. And what I mean by gratitude is think about all the positive things in your life. Your kids, your partner, your significant other, your work friends, your house, your car, the neighbors that you have, all the positive things in your life. Start creating a mental list of those, or you can make it a physical list if you want. And that helps us as we compile this list and we start seeing how many great things that we have in our lives that are doing wonderful and are exciting. That helps us, so when we do get that one negative feedback, that one negative comment, that one negative thought, it helps us go, okay, this is not right. This is an issue, or this is a problem, but yet all these other things are going so wonderful. So it helps us combat that one problem mentality that's going to keep us up all night. Everything else is going great, but that one issue is going to keep us up all night. Another thing that we can do to help turn those negative thoughts into positive ones are change the wording in which we say things. So, one of those things are, you say, when something bad happens, this always happens to me. Why me? Why does this always happen to me? Those kind of things. Instead of saying that, look at it optimistically and say, what can I learn from this? What can I learn so this doesn't happen again? What can I learn that will make me a better person? What can I learn from this experience to help others? So turn the tables on it. Another one is when people say, I can't do that. I can't do that. I'll never learn that. I don't understand that. Put yet on the end of that. Put yet on the end of that expression. I can't do it yet. I can't learn that yet. I can't seem to find my way yet. Changes the whole mentality of it, and your mind, instead of saying, I can't do it, your mind does not hearing, I can't do it, I can't do it. Your mind starts thinking, okay, let's put this in and compute it so that we can do it, because we're going to learn it. We just haven't done it yet. So your mind, again, not that you're tricking your mind, because your mind's amazing in itself, but you are putting the words out there that the mind wants to hear, to tell the mind what to do, to tell your mind that you want to learn this. You don't know it yet, but you want to learn it. You want to get better at it. You want to do more. And that's the way that your mind can start working with you instead of against you as you get those comments and as you say those comments. So the challenge for this podcast, shortcast, I should say, is to, every time you think a negative thought, and they'll happen, we cannot stop them 100%. So the next time you think a negative thought, I want you to stop, take a deep breath, and replace it with one of those positives. Again, it was I can't do that. Say, I can't do that yet. You mess something up at work, you say, I'm stupid, and it's like, oh my gosh, I just made a simple mistake. I'll fix that. Change the way you think and you speak those things, and it'll change the way that your mind reacts to them as well. And you will start seeing improvements. And I can tell you from experience, that starts to change your whole personality and the whole way you go about everything. Because soon, if you consciously start doing that, changing the wording, soon you'll start doing it just automatically. It won't be I have to think about it. It'll be your mind and yourself, your soul, your body, your spirit will start doing it on its own because it knows it's good for you. And that's the whole point of that. And that's how we use the positive thoughts or convert the negative thoughts so that we can make peace with life. One more thing before we go, what do we got to do? We got to fill up that energy pool. So, energy pool, for those of you that are new here, we have this metaphysical pool in front of us full of positive energy. Every week, we fill it up. All the people watching, all the people listening, we fill up this pool with our positive energy. You can splash around in it a little bit if you want. It's all good. We have unlimited supply of positive energy. But there's people out there that are struggling, people out there that don't feel like they have enough positive energy. And we're going to allow them to come into our pool, get in the pool, soak up some of that positive energy to help them in whatever is troubling them in their life. So we're going to take just like 30 seconds here. We're going to be still. And again, it's hard for me to be quiet, but I will do my best. So we're just going to close our eyes, stop talking, and we're going to fill our energy pool. Now, those of you that need help, get in that energy pool, soak up some of those good vibes, soak up all that amazing energy that everybody's putting in our energy pool, and use it to help you get through whatever situation you're dealing with right now. We are honored to help you in that way. All right, everybody, that is the energy pool. That is the end of the shortcast for today. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to go get the book. Make sure to get one of these great t-shirts. Make Peace with Life is moving forward. We're going to have a lot of new things on the website, so check it out as well. And we'll just keep rolling with this because I love it, and I'm going to keep doing it as long as I possibly can.